Well, the World Test Championship got underway last night. Day one was an interesting one for both sides. It looked very disastrous early days for the Aussies as they lost 4 wickets before the first break for lunch. And Lords was looking like it was going to sing a curse for the Australian cricket team. The new top order as it stood didn't look like it was up to the mustard as they were picked apart. Usman Khawaja departing for a 20-ball duck. Cameron Green followed not long after in that over, so 2 wickets in the 7th over. And then it was a continued fall of wickets towards the break before Travis Head came out and fell for just 11 from 13 balls just before the lunch break. 23 overs gone. Australia 4 for 67. Steve Smith and Bo Webster steadied the ship. Bo Webster ended up top scoring at 72 off 92 balls. It was certainly a less than ideal start, it appeared, after they'd been sent in by the South Africans to bat, and it looked like that toss win had paid absolute dividends after 56.4 overs when Australia were all out for 212, with the chief destroyers being their opening bowlers, Kagiso Rabada, 5 for 51 from almost 16 overs, while he was joined by Marco Jansen, who took 3 for 49 from 14 overs. It was certainly a good performance by South Africa's pace bowlers, but as they say, you never know what a pitch has to dish up until both sides have batted. And the first over king, Mitchell Starc, came in and managed to get things flying for us as he got a wicket in the first over again. We know how strong he is in first overs. 6 balls into the innings, he brought their momentum to a halt as he bowled Adam Starkram for a 6-ball duck. And it was from there that the Aussies continued to turn the screws as they continued to take wickets. The next wicket did come just 8 overs later as Ryan Rickelton, the other opener, fell to Starc, caught by Khawaja. Paddy Cummins and Josh Hazlewood got in on the act as Mulder and Stubbs fell, leaving Temba Bavuma 3 of 37 balls not out, as David Bedingham, who came out and showed some intent, 8 of 9 balls with 2 boundaries to his name at the end of the day, at stumps on day one. And despite not getting the full 90 overs in, just 78 overs completed, 14 wickets falling on the first day. It's interesting. It means it is left evenly poised. South Africa will need to build a partnership similar to what Smith and Webster did, but it's going to raise some questions. Some are going to say that Marnus Labuschagne and Usman Khawaja as an opening pair didn't work. Again, very small sample size, so we'll wait and see what comes of it. And we're going to wait and see what the Aussies can do as they take the ball on day 2 this evening. We did see 1 over from Nathan Lyon. Starc, Hazlewood and Cummins all getting through 7 and taking wickets. Starc 2 for 10, Hazlewood 1 for 10 and Cummins 1 for 14. So the pace triumvirate for Australia doing their job to get us back into the fight here. You feel that Australia might have a slight upper hand, but again, with Varian and Bavuma still there, Bedingham still in as well. They've got a little bit of batting to come, but we know batting is probably their Achilles heel. They're going to need their bowlers to continue to stand up, and they're probably going to need some more favourable conditions. They had a lot of cloud cover in that first session. It was clearly why Bavuma decided to bowl when they won the toss. Whether or not they can continue to get those conditions, or does day 2 harden up, clear up, and all of a sudden South Africa might have some really good batting weather and they're going to need to make the most of it. That's going to be the big question for mine, how it all shapes from there. The weather will have a big part to play from how the next 2 days play out. But the one thing to remember is that there is a reserve day. So if there is some of the rain that is predicted to come a little bit later in the week on Friday, so Friday night and Saturday our time in Australia, then there is that reserve day for them to play on Sunday if they need it. But it's looking like clearing cloud, and 24 degrees is the forecast for Wednesday and 25 for Thursday with a little more cloud. So you think that should be pretty good cricketing conditions. Hopefully it's going to be not just about who gets the best of the conditions, but who can play the best cricket overall. I certainly think that it's still leaning towards the Australians, maybe not by as much. I'm not quite as confident as I was heading into the test because their fast bowlers did what their fast bowlers can do. But yeah, I'll be very surprised if this doesn't come out to a result now that we've seen 14 wickets fall. the Aussies need to come out and fire early on day 2 and really put the pressure on. I think even if we do have a deficit after the first innings, it's not going to be the end of the world, and it will be an opportunity for us to claw back. We know that some of our class batters like Travis Head and Usman Khawaja didn't get the start they would have looked for. Alex Carey probably didn't go on the way he would have liked either, bowled by Maharaj. So we'll wait and see what comes of day 2. Certainly looking forward to it. I think Australia, probably an 80+% chance from here, but I would have said 90% chance going in. So some work to do, but certainly far from disgrace. Some pieces to improve on after some challenging conditions for both sides. From a batting point of view, the bowling, though, magnificent from both teams. Some really good fielding as well. Some well-taken catches from both sides. And look, it sets up really sublimely for day 2 and day 3 and on from there. I think if it continues like this, we will only just make it into day 4, where we will hopefully see an Aussie victory. But until tomorrow, where we'll come back with your Chris McPherson Show daily dose around the World Test Championship. Make sure to stay tuned. Tonight we'll be dropping our next episode of our weekly show. But again, thank you for tuning in, and we look forward to watching the Aussies continue to thrive and survive and the cauldron of the World Test Championship final. But until next time, a big thank you to you for tuning in.